All right, welcome into the first Sports Hub, Patriots Hub podcast, free agency reaction video. Alex, Barth, Matt Dolloff from 98.5 thesportshub.com. We'll be coming to you all week as the Patriots make moves to give our reactions player by player. And it started last night, Dolloff, so we got some catching up to do already with the signing of Harold Landry.
Big splash, Barth. Big splash on day 0 of free agency, not even day 1.
Right, Landry could sign because he was released by the Titans, so he's not one of the players that had to wait for the new league year. Let's just start with the obvious. Played for Mike Vrabel in Tennessee. Was drafted by the Titans in the second round in 2018 out of Boston College. By the way, will be the first Boston College player to play for the Patriots since 2012. No player under Mike Vrabel had more sacks or tackles for loss in Tennessee than Landry did, and that's by a significant margin. He was a key part of their defense. You figure he's going to jump into a similar role as they rebuild that defense here. Last year, without Vrabel, 9 sacks and 15 tackles for loss in 17 games. So a player at 29 years old that still can be productive, knows the system, knows the coaching staff. I think when you talk about building up the culture, right? Mike Vrabel wanted to get his culture in place in New England. That's what this signing is about as much as the football, too.
Yeah, no, it's a no-brainer move for the Patriots. You mentioned it. You just ran over all with the local ties, the ties to Vrabel, knowledge of the system, and he'll set the right example. He will buy in to what Vrabel is selling to the team, right? So he'll set the example that Vrabel wants to set for the locker room. And so there's all that stuff. But at the same time, Barth, like, they need playmakers up front. And Harold Landry, look, he's not like an elite linebacker, but a solid. He can set the edge a little bit, right? He gets into the backfield. He goes downhill. He'll get you some sacks. And so, yes, that is a good addition for the defense. Probably an upgrade over, say, Anthony Jennings playing every snap. Probably a better Anthony Jennings.
Well, I think on early downs, you put the two of them as your two outside guys.
Yeah.
Right? And you're stout there. And, Jennings is going to come off the field. We should probably give them money, too, right? When we do these 3 years, $43.5 million, 26 guaranteed, which, we're looking at the guaranteed number. Let's remember to keep track of that this week. $26 million over 3 years for a guy that, like you said, I think is a really strong complementary pass rusher. They need to do more to address the pass rush. They were last in sacks last year, 29th in pressure rate. They did not, and a lot of that was gassed up by that Bears game where they just kind of went wild and had 9 sacks. They need to get better beyond Landry. I don't know at this point in his career that he is a guy you are building a pass rush around, but if they can get a primary pass rusher, whether it's making a trade for one of these guys that's out there like a Trey Hendrickson, or maybe addressing it in the draft, getting a guy like Michael Williams who has that ceiling, needs to develop it as that ceiling. Landry's a really good guy on the other side who's going to be able to clean up when all the attention gets paid to that primary player.
Yeah, I'm not holding my breath for Trey Hendrickson. I mean, he wants. I
was throwing out a name. I'm with you on that.
I get it. No, he wants a Max Crosby deal, so I'm probably not. I would think maybe they'll try to get maybe Joey Bosa.
Yeah,
a little bit less.
I couldn't remember another name, but Bosa's a good one.
But the contract
Vrabel
stuff
also coached, by the way.
Oh, that's true.
At Ohio State.
Ohio State. The Ohio State.
The Ohio State.
You make a good point there about Harold Landry. He's really like a high-end complimentary guy. He's not really going to be a huge difference maker for them. The contract stuff, Barth, like we've talked about this, this is basically a 2-year deal, $13 million a year when you base it on the $26 million guaranteed, right? 2 years and we'll see how it goes. And so I don't know. There was a report last night from, I believe it was Josina Anderson. I was talking to Beetle about this in the hallway before we did this video. The fact that he needed some convincing to come here and take a little bit less money than what he desired.
Well, usually the money is the convincing.
It was closer to what $17 million, I believe, was the AAV on his last deal in Tennessee. He wanted something closer to that. The Patriots somehow convinced him to take a little less. I guess the Vrabel thing is an indicator of that. So I guess maybe they'll have to sign a bunch of Vrabel guys for a little bit less than what they want. I mean, I'm a little concerned about that because, Barth, if you want to bring in talent, you're going to have to pay guys eventually. Like, they might have to be the highest bidder for some of these guys. And so we'll see. It's still, the official legal tampering period hasn't started yet. We'll see what happens at noon if they make a big day one splash. But they're going to have to, basically overpay guys to bring in a true high-end talent and like a true difference-making player. Otherwise, you're going to get a bunch of Harold Landrys who are good players, but like, how much of a difference is it really going to make?
Well, that was the Commanders model last year, was the nuts and bolts for agents. But you got to get a lot of those guys. You got to really hit on them. I think it was Albert Breer who wrote something this morning kind of along those lines that after the top tier guys expect them to go to some of those nuts and bolts guys who have familiarity. He said with the coaching staff, so maybe that goes beyond Vrabel, whether it be Terrell Williams, guys from Detroit. Darius Smith is expected to get released or got released. Maybe McDaniels guys on the offensive side of the ball. But yeah, they are, if they want to tap into that next tier, they are going to have to spend a little more. And that's kind of where I'm at with Landry. Good player, good signing on his own in a bubble. If he's their best signing, they didn't do enough.
That's trouble.
Right. If he's like their third or fourth best signing, okay. Like, I'd put him in. He's not Judon, to go back to 2020 run, right? He's not Judon. He's not Hunter Henry. But I put him like above the level like Kendrick Bourne was at. I'm trying to remember who else they signed that year, but
that was a whirlwind.
Right. Can they getting to that level? So Harold Landry with the Patriots, 3-year deal, $43.5 million, $26 million guaranteed. For more, check out the Sports Hub website. And we have the special off-season website that is up, offseason.985thesportshub.com, up to date on free agency, news, rumors, all that. The free agency tracker is up as well. We will have more of these videos reacting to other signings and moves as they come in. So be sure to subscribe to the Sports Hub YouTube channel and also the Patriots Hub podcast, wherever you get your podcast. That will be up there. So
a lot of hubs.
It's a lot of hub. It is the hub. For the free agency hub, until the next move, for Matt Dolloff, I'm Alex Barth. Thanks for tuning in.